Welcome everybody to a new episode of Stay to the Credits podcast.
We're back. We're back. Well,
Yeah,
JP's
both
back.
of us. Yes. Sorry guys. I was in the
After being fired temporarily, he's back.
yeah,
Rehired.
we had a little HR issue here in the on the Stay to the Credits business here.
Sexual harassment lawsuit.
Hey, no. Sorry guys. Yeah, I had a little sabbatical.
Gross misconduct in the workplace. JP took my butt.
Sebastian's just looks so good. I couldn't hold it.
Yeah, and it was without consent. So
yeah, I mean, I apologize.
I had to report it to the head of HR, which is me. So okay, but jokes aside, today we're talking about Star Wars. More specifically, A New Hope, first movie that came out. When it came out, 1970 something.
1977.
How
do you not know this, dude?
It's because there's so many movies up here. My brain is like a database for just random stuff. Sometimes stuff gets all over the place. It gets confusing up there. But yeah, 1977, cultural phenomenon, still a cultural phenomenon now. Phenomenon. That's a hard word for me to say. That's a big word for Elmo. If you guys watch TikTok.
The hype has definitely gone down for Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
for sure. The newest trilogy, especially Episode 9.
I know that after Episode 9 came out, I kind of stopped liking Star Wars for a good while, and then Mandalorian came out, and I was like, yeah, Star Wars, yay.
Yeah, Star Wars is like, well, I've seen a lot of people say like you can't be a Star Wars fan without hating Star Wars. So I kind of see like that as a true statement.
I mean, maybe I wouldn't say hate, but I feel like you can't be a Star Wars fan without accepting some of the flaws. That's the way I prefer seeing it, because I think hate is such a strong word.
Yeah, but there is movies that I hate from this franchise.
For sure. I agree 100%. If I'm being honest, there's only like 3 Star Wars movies that I think are like, or like 3 or 4 that I'm like, those are good movies. The rest I'm like, whatever. But we'll talk about that whenever we talk about that.
Yeah, because right obviously now, we're gonna do release order first.
Yeah.
So that's how. I mean, it is a debate in and of itself, like what order you should watch Star Wars. And obviously, I think it should be release order, but obviously, it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Like, because like the whole point of going release order is like for the Darth Vader reveal and everything, which everyone knows by now.
And also another reason to go release order is that you get used to like the old special effects, because you go from prequels that they're all CGI, and then going to, oh, you know what, maybe you should do it that way, to see crappy CGI, and then go to like really good practical and really corny like other special effects, and then go to like really good special effects. I guess that would be a good way to see it too.
Well, maybe. I mean, the prequel, like, they're good. They're not really good.
I don't know. I think the only good one is still like too long.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, all Star Wars movies are more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that's like common, but still, some people do have like a little bit of an issue, like how long they are. But
yeah,
I mean, for us, we're used to it.
Definitely, it's like one of the big franchises. You know what I mean? It's like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, like just fantasy, but like of a different genre for sure.
Yeah, of course.
If you're into space wizards and aliens, you'll like Star Wars probably.
Yeah, of course.
If you're into Star Trek probably. I don't know if there's like still like that debate of Star Trek versus Star Wars, but I think there's room to appreciate both. No.
Personally, I've never seen a Star Trek movie still up to date. So sorry to all the Star Trek fans.
I apologize to the Star Trek fans, because I've only seen the J.J. Abrams movie and the sequels to that one, and honestly, I think they're pretty good, but I know they're not Star Trek. And I have seen a little bit of the original series, but not too much. So I apologize to any Star Trekkies out there.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's just there's too many
I
Star
love
Treks things.
I love me some Patrick Stewart, some William Shatner, some Dr.
Yeah, I mean,
Hank
those
McCoy.
are always going to be great actors to appreciate.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
for
mean,
sure.
also
But
here,
we're here to talk about Star Wars. We got some great actors here. We got Mark
of
Hamill,
course,
his first real movie. We got Harrison Ford. I don't know how big Harrison Ford was when he signed on to this project. I don't know if he was Indiana Jones already,
no, he was Indiana Jones. I think after. I'm
what a
not
what a
totally
dude. You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean Harrison Ford. I mean back then and still now, handsome man,
Yeah,
for sure. I
sure.
mean, he definitely had the ladies going at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see him now, obviously he's what, he's 70 something right now.
Yeah.
He's 79,
Oh
but
wow.
he's still like a good looking man.
He's still kicking.
Yeah,
He's gonna do Indiana Jones 5. Or
yeah,
he's doing
still
it right now. So
at 79 years old, like that's insane.
that's crazy to me that he's
Yeah. But I know for a fact that Harrison Ford did not want to be in a big franchise from the beginning,
Mhm.
but he kind of was
he
just like
I'm pretty sure
obligated to be in it.
he tried to get killed off multiple times. It kind of does happen
He
in
succeeded, but only like
in
40 years later.
well, no. I was gonna say in episode 5 when he gets frozen,
Oh, yeah, I
he
guess.
was I think he was meant to die for sure, but then
Oh, no, yeah. I
they're
know
like
that story.
they're like he came back. So
Yeah, I know that
well,
story. He told George Lucas that he wanted to die
yeah,
in that Frozen thing.
the
We'll talk about that. Yeah,
carbonite
yeah, but we'll talk
GP.
about more when
Uh,
in Empire Strikes Back.
learn your lore, okay? Anyways, we got Carrie Fisher, wonderful
Rest
Carrie
in
Fisher.
peace.
Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. She's playing Princess Leia, obviously. You know her, you love her, you like the buns. We got Alec Guinness, who
Also,
plays
rest in peace.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. So good. Like he's so good in this. He's not in it for like that long, but he's so good. He's
Yeah, I know for a fact. I mean, obviously, I don't know any other Alec Guinness movies, but I do know that he was a really well established actor
mhm,
at the time.
probably
So
the
it was,
most well-established actor
yeah,
in
at that
this
time.
movie for sure.
So
Um,
for people in that time, when they saw Alec Guinness, they were like, "Oh shit! Like this must be good." So that's
yeah,
why
and
a lot of people went into the movie
I think
thinking
there's
that.
also like um what was it? I think there's something about Alec Guinness I read somewhere or heard somewhere that he didn't like the script or he didn't.
He probably just thought it was funny or like
Yeah, it's like
weird.
yeah, he just thought it was weird, and but then he saw like the paycheck and was probably like, yeah, I'll do it. That sounds cool, you know.
Yeah,
One of those situations, which I'm not gonna like frown upon it or anything like that because you know actors they gotta pay the bills too. They gotta buy a house every now and then.
yeah. I mean, at the time, Star Wars was crazy. Like nothing, no one expected a movie like this. Is a
Yeah,
space opera.
yeah, and also the cast and crew didn't expect this movie to do as well as it did.
Yes, it was
Like
probably
I
just gonna
know
be like a one-off like movie.
yeah, like George Lucas was like, whatever, it's gonna suck balls, whatever. Um, they weren't expecting that big of a
Yeah,
turnover, which is
I
crazy.
think I read somewhere. I don't remember where, but I know that George Lucas and
Under somewhere.
I read somewhere that Steven Spielberg and George Lucas were friends and or are friends actually,
Okay.
but he wanted George Lucas told Steven Spielberg that he wanted him to direct the movie, but Steven Spielberg didn't want to. And when the premiere happened of Star Wars, whatever, like they already did it, they both went to like to just have like a little vacation because they didn't think the movie was gonna do well
Oh,
enough. But
that's
they
cool.
came back to the surprise that the movie was a hit.
That's awesome. Um, that's crazy that there is a possibility that Star Wars would not have been big I find that so hard to believe just because of how many things Star Wars has. Like it has the prequels, the sequels, it has TV shows up the ass. It used to have tons of books, tons of comics. I mean, it still has comics and books now, but back
The
then
merchandise, dude.
there used to be way more merchandise. All the lightsaber toys, I used to have a little action figure Anakin from the Clone Wars TV show, not the movie, the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching on our YouTube,
Lego Star Wars. Remember Lego Star Wars?
Yeah.
The video game.
If you're watching on our YouTube, you know I'm a Star Wars fan. There's a Star Wars art thing there. Yeah. There's like R2D2. I have a Boba Fett shirt. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now just for the occasion. I have a bunch of Star Wars merchandise. Of course, I'm a big fan. And I mean, maybe sometimes it would have been frowned upon to be like a nerd like this, but it's been more accepting now of Star Wars.
For sure. Maybe like around the time where we were like in elementary school or middle school, probably just stuff that generally most people would find nerdy. Oh, like that guy's into Star Wars, what a dork. But now it's like everyone likes Star Wars, everyone likes Marvel, everybody likes
it's definitely there was definitely a time where it just all changed and it was just more accepted.
I mean, I feel like Star Wars was always pop culture, like it was always popular, but I feel like it also had that reputation of like, oh, like if you like Star Wars, you're kind of like a nerd, you're kind of like a dork. To like enjoy that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's just dudes with swords made out of light. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Like, what's not to like, dude? Like, sometimes you sometimes you gotta think hard about movies to enjoy them. Just gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
Like this movie has a very simple plot. I mean, it's very, very simple, like hero's journey type of thing. Little farm boy has to stop an empire. It's pretty much it. That's it. Later on, it gets a little crazy, a little wild, but we're not here to talk about it.
Yeah, obviously, with the developing story of Star Wars, there always something new, and even now, right now, when we're filming the tomorrow, actually, there's going to be the 4th episode of Boba Fett.
Oh, I haven't seen that show. Have you?
I've seen the first 2 episodes. I haven't seen the 3rd. But like just so many things that for a new person it kind of could be overwhelming.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the same situation with like the MCU and everything. I mean, there's 28 movies right now, I think. Obviously, that's a lot more than Star Wars, but still, there's so many things. And then when the Disney merge happened, when like they bought Star Wars, a lot of things were legends, like they're not canon, and other things are canon. So there's so many things about Star Wars.
Disney threw a bunch of things into the trash, and they're like, we gotta make that money. We gotta recycle some stuff from the books, and we gotta make new movies, new characters. I don't know. I think sometimes they're trying too hard to. I don't want to say they're pandering to like nostalgia, but I like Star Wars when they're trying to tell like original stuff. Like I like reading a bunch of the comics. I liked the Clone Wars show because it focused sometimes like on the clones or like other characters you don't get to see in the movies that much. Not just like the Skywalker family. That's why I really liked Mandalorian, just because it was like bounty hunters in space and stuff, you know,
something original, something we hadn't seen before.
That's why I think I like the setting for these movies, just like space. You know, you can do whatever you want with space. You can have freaking wizard knights with laser swords, or you can have like cool bounty hunters. You can have, you know, whatever else. You can tell a story. Like it's like whatever the perfect setting that you want to do. All you got to do is like introduce a new alien and like a new character and go from there.
Yeah, because really, George Lucas, when he was coming up with the story, he had no limits. He could do anything he wants.
Yeah, he ripped off Dune, but
yeah, I mean, still he could do anything he could want. And I mean,
I wonder how I wonder who designed like all the aliens, because it's crazy. I thought this movie was gonna be like kind of like, because I hadn't rewatched it in a while, but rewatching it this time, like you go to the cantina scene, there's so many different types of aliens, and
Yeah.
they're all practical effects for the most part, and it's like,
Well,
yeah, I said
there's been a lot of
for the most part.
remake. I mean, not remakes, re-edits of the movie for
Yeah,
some reason.
uh,
I don't understand why they do that.
for some reason, it's very hard to watch these movies in like the way they were originally made, because stupid George Lucas was like, oh, I gotta make the special edition of my movies, and just added a bunch
Perfect impersonation of
and
George Lucas, right
just
there.
added a bunch of like random CGI scenes in the background, or like added some scenes in that were cut with like big CGI characters. It's really weird. Like, um, I don't know. There's like versions of it,
It's
of like
really hard to find like
the
the
regular version.
original version.
Yeah, because like I don't even think, not even on Disney Plus. I could be wrong, because I don't know. I don't use Disney Plus that much, but I
I know
use it
for a fact
to watch
the
Star Wars.
Disney Plus doesn't have the original version. It's
Mm.
edited.
Even like the VHS tapes I have are the special editions, meaning like, excuse me, like these movies, like when they were put like in home media, they were still the special edition.
yeah.
So
I mean, I'll never understand why George Lucas thought it was necessary,
I don't know.
but I mean, I
It
guess
doesn't feel like a director's cut, because I
it's
think
really not.
you're only like pasting over some stuff into the scenes, and
Yeah,
really
you're
you only
not
really
really
add
adding
like one
anything.
scene, just the scene of like Jabba and Han Solo.
Yeah, which that was a really weird addition because
It's
I know at first it was like a person, but then he turned it into a giant slug for some reason. I don't know why. It was weird additions. But
mhm.
anyways, rewatching this movie, I mean, some people will see that it still has the charm.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I love this movie. That opening scene. Well, first of all, you get a text crawl, right, and it tells you war. We're in war. Fucking rebels, empire, whatever. It gives you context for what's going on, and it's good context. It's not like shitty ass Eternals, like, oh, long ago, 3,000 years ago, or whatever bullshit. It's not boring. It's like, dude, there's a freaking war going on right now. There's
I
people
mean, it
dying.
starts like right away
it's called
with
it's called Star Wars, right?
yeah.
That's what you expect. You expect to see bodies flying, ships getting blown up, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. I saw this movie when I was like 5, and I was like, holy shit. There's actual like wars happening in the stars. Like, holy crow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it starts out really good, and like you get the emotions, you get everything. Like the music, I think really adds to it. Like one of my
For
favorite
sure.
scenes, probably of all time, is just Luke looking into the sunset on Tatooine, and it's like the two suns, and
One of the most iconic scenes
yeah, and the music
ever.
starts playing, and I'm like, holy shit, this is a movie. This is a movie right
Yeah.
here.
But I mean, you got to give it to John Williams.
Oh yeah,
He's a
he
master. He is
he. You've
a
heard them
goat.
in pretty much everything. You've heard them in Jurassic Park, in
Superman.
Harry Potter, Superman, Super Colchones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the goats when it
Mm.
comes to music making.
I feel like I probably made that joke before,
Yeah,
when
I think you did.
probably Jurassic Park,
Yeah, I
when we
think
talked
so.
about John Williams.
Yeah, but I mean, for people that didn't see or hear the Jurassic Park episode, yes, I mean, like we
Mhm,
did mention before, obviously John Williams is a goat and forever will be
mhm,
iconic. His music,
mhm.
and I think honestly, the music is probably one of the best things about Star
Yeah,
Wars. Like,
yeah,
and it makes it it's what makes it remember. I mean,
yeah, and
sometimes some scenes exactly
I
like that Luke thing that you mentioned.
I know we're not talking about the prequels yet, but my favorite thing about the prequels is the new music that John Williams got to do, because
Yeah.
he put his whole you know what on the soundtrack, like it's crazy. Like The like Jewel of the Fates, like that song goes so
Yeah.
hard. And even like the one where they're in like Jar Jar's planet, or when there's like celebrating. I don't know I don't know exactly which one it is, but there's like one like weird ass like funky track that I really like. That's it. I don't know. It's just so good. Like his music is so good.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things. Like obviously we're not talking about episode 1 yet, but when
Yeah.
you do watch episode 1, yeah, it could be boring here and there, but when you get to the Duel of the Fates, like
Yeah, when you get to the music,
it's just like you're into it, like
it's
fully
hard not
100%.
to feel something when you hear that music.
Yeah, yeah. John Williams, master. He's
Mhm.
but anyways, when we talk, I'm gonna talk about the cast a little bit more. This cast, like we did mention, Carrie Fisher, Alec Guinness, like those, like RIP
Yeah.
to them.
The Joker, Mark Hamill.
Yeah, but also, I mean, there's a lot of casualties from the movie. A lot of people have gone, but not forgotten. I just wanted to say to Carrie Fisher, Alec Guinness, Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca.
Oh yeah.
David Prowse, which I think he's one of the most recent ones.
He passed away.
Yeah, I think he passed in 2020.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's one of the most recent ones. Kenny Baker, who plays R2D2.
R2D2. Or as I called him in my household, Arturito.
Yeah, in Mexican households, that's how he's known. And also Peter Cushing, and who plays
Peter
Grand Moff Tarkin. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who have, they're not with us anymore. But
yeah, well, I mean,
we'll always remember them with these movies.
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace to all of them. Obviously, it makes sense. I mean, they were all older. This movie came out in 1977, but still rest in peace. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, we still have Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Anthony Daniels, James Earl Jones, who such an iconic voice.
Mufasa, dude, he's Mufasa. So
Mufasa, good. Darth Vader in this, which is a funny story. I mean, if you guys don't know, David Prowse does the voice. I mean, he
plays Darth Vader.
The body of Darth Vader, but he doesn't do the voice. The voice is another person, which is James Earl Jones.
I know that.
And there's actually videos on YouTube where you can find it, where David Prowse did all the lines for Darth Vader.
No, I've never seen that. That's crazy that I haven't looked that up. But I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it, because I'm pretty sure, that's totally why they different. That's why they got James Earl Jones, because he has just.
But I know for a fact that David Prowse was not happy that they replaced his voice with James Earl Jones.
Yeah, no, I know he was pretty salty about that. What was I gonna say?
But I mean,
I got
his
an
voice
ad,
is just iconic.
I got an ad somewhere. I don't know if it was on TikTok, but it was James Earl Jones reading verses from the Bible, and I was like, holy crap.
I might be religious.
if maybe, like I was gonna say, if anybody's gonna read me the Bible, it's gonna be Darth Vader.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Or maybe I don't know, someone else that's cool.
I mean, I'm not a religious person, but maybe if James Earl Jones, I will listen.
Maybe Jesus. Maybe if Jesus himself, I'd be like, okay, I gotta listen to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he could play like the voice of God, dude. Kind of like who plays God? I forgot.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. I forgot his name for a second. It's like him, James Earl Jones, and Morgan Freeman are like what God would sound like, pretty much.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about the story now. Before we do, though, I always talk about the ratings. I mean, this movie is rated at 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which is pretty high.
That's pretty cool, Star Wars.
Pretty high. And the audience score is at a 96%. So even better for them. And I mean, some people who aren't that big of fans will maybe say it's boring. And I totally understand that, but I will disagree with them.
One thing that I wanted to say was, when we were talking about like the character names, there's people like Han Solo. I mean, that's not one of the weird names, but there's people like Greedo, Jabba the Hutt, Moff Tarkin. I think one of the things that throws people off a lot of the times is just the names of a lot of
Yeah,
the characters. Like
because they're not usual names.
yeah, they have stupid ass names. They're aliens,
I mean, Luke Skywalker.
Jar Jar Binks, Glub
Yeah.
Shido,
Yeah, I mean, which now that I mentioned Luke Skywalker, he was actually going to be named Star Killer.
Yeah, Star Killer. Yeah.
Which is even worse.
Yeah, well, that was used in the game.
Yeah,
Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, which I never played. I never played that one.
Wait, did I play the first one or the second one? I don't remember, but I know I played one of them for sure.
It's crazy to me that I never played that. I was a Lego Star Wars kid.
Yeah, I mean,
had that shit everywhere.
I was a little Star Wars kid. Actually, little funny.
100% of it on DS.
Well, the funny thing is that when I was little, I went to Blockbuster when it was still relevant, and I remember I told my dad I want the Star Wars movies, but I don't want the old ones. I want the reboots because I thought they were reboots like the prequels. But I was a little kid. I was dumb. I didn't know. But yeah, but I remember. I mean, even then, like after I got a little older and I appreciated, I saw the older ones and I appreciated them for what they are. I mean, without this A New Hope, we wouldn't have anything of Star Wars with what we have now, which you have to appreciate that. Even if you might think it's not the best Star Wars movie because it's all old and everything, you have to appreciate it.
Yeah,
with what it has.
It's like my second favorite Star Wars movie, probably.
Yeah. I mean, even now, I think it's my rating has changed like throughout the years, but it's definitely top 3, top 4. A New Hope, obviously.
It's just
because, like I said, it's where it all started.
Yeah, it's just such a good start to everything. Even it's so good, like as just a standalone movie. Like,
yeah,
I like the way they did it, where it could like set up potential sequels, or you can just end there, because you never know. You're not gonna get a sequel. You might get a sequel. You never know. And I really like that.
We were lucky enough to get sequels.
Yeah, for the most part.
Well, yeah, it's a heated debate. I mean, like I said before,
let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments. Do you guys like the original trilogy more, the sequels, or the prequels?
Yeah, please let us know because
I want to know who the
still a debate now.
I'm just kidding. I'm just curious because I feel like there's equal love for both the prequels and the sequels, and I find that
there's a lot more hate for the sequels.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like that's only a thing that fans do now, where it's like the new thing comes out and it's like, oh, this freaking sucks. It's not like the old stuff, and then years down the line, a new thing comes out again, and it's like, oh, that old stuff was way better, dude. Like,
it's just like you don't know what you got until you lose it or something like that. It's kind of like that.
But it's not even that. I feel like it's just people trying to just hate for like no reason, or like because I feel like people did that with Andrew Garfield a little bit, and Spider-Man, where it's like
I can see that,
where it's like, oh, like when he came out, it was like, well, it's not Tobey Maguire, and then now it's like, well, Andrew Garfield was so good, and I think Andrew Garfield's like really good, but I feel like there's like that switching sides kind of mentality where it's like you're just trying to fight on the internet, and it's like just have an opinion, just think about this stuff, if you don't like it, cool, just don't be mean to other people. I've said that before. Just like whatever you want to like, dude.
Yeah, but Star Wars fans are just very passionate about everything, and it's kind of annoying, but I mean, like I said before, I mean, if you like, a real Star Wars fan will always love something but also really hate the other things.
Maybe, I don't know, but I don't know. I kind of fell off the Star Wars love. I don't know. I don't know if it was the fan base or it was just, I don't know what it was, but I used to be a like huge Star Wars like fanatic. Like I used to have shirts and everything. Now I barely have any Star Wars merch. Now that I think about it.
I mean, if anyone has noticed, I have a lightsaber.
Yeah, dude has
in
a
the
lightsaber.
background. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see my lightsaber right now.
I was there when you bought it.
Yeah.
He hit me with it.
It's an expensive lightsaber, not like $400, like, because there is like really cool lightsabers actually that are like $400. That was on what, like 120, I think.
120, yes.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like bigger. I mean, better than the average lightsaber that you find at Walmart.
Yeah.
But it's also not going to be movie quality. But it's still awesome. I mean, when I got that thing, I was swinging it around the house. I hit a couple lamps. I hit a couple things in the house. I mean, it's fun. It's always gonna be fun having like a sword.
And it's a more civilized weapon.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely better. I mean, than a gun or a blaster. Like in this case,
so primitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still. I mean, a sword is just so cool. But cool. The fact that
it's made out of light.
Yeah, the fact that it's retractable. I mean, back then it was such a new thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing with all the effects in this movie. Back then, this was state of the art.
Yeah.
Like the best thing anyone's seen in special effects.
Rewatching this movie, I always find it kind of funny, some of the effects, like just because like trying to think of the headspace where it's like, whoa, like that was state of the art, but it's still cool, obviously. But just to think of how far we've come, like it's I forgot. My brain just farted. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, to think how far we've come with the special effect. I mean, if you compare this original A New Hope movie to the latest, I mean, The Rise of Skywalker, like the story aside, like the visual effects have definitely been so much better.
Yeah.
But it might be better, but the story sometimes is not better.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about George Lucas, even though he didn't necessarily think he was gonna get a sequel, he pretty much planned out most of the trilogy. I think he had some help in some of the later movies, but also when it comes to the prequels, like he planned everything out. He was like, yeah, this is the whole story, right?
Yeah. That's the thing with the sequels.
The thing
they weren't planned.
Nah, Disney was like, boom, let's get this one done, and then they were like, let's get someone else.
The only thing they planned is who was gonna direct which movie, which even then it didn't even work out because they had announced that Colin Trevorrow was gonna direct episode 9. And J.J. Abrams would direct episode 7, and Rian Johnson episode 8, which, I mean, I don't know why they would go with different directors, but I mean, these movies don't have all the same directors, I guess. I mean, George Lucas did direct some of them, but yes, they're not all the same.
I don't know. It's weird. I think they're trying to do more of like an MCU type thing, just different director for each movie. Different.
Well, I mean, back then the MCU didn't exist, you know.
Yes, it did. Oh well, not. It wasn't owned by Disney yet, was it, or what?
What? No.
Like I mean,
for the prequels, you mean?
No, I meant like episode 7, because you said it's directed by.
Oh yeah, no.
By like a different dude, different movie.
I mean, the sequels are the Disney.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I think they tried to make like a more like MCU type thing.
Okay,
where it's
yeah. No, yeah, I see.
It's like slightly different tone for each movie, so we need like a different director for each movie, which I think it could have worked if maybe you had like the same writer throughout, or if you had
maybe
plot points that you wanted to follow, because shit gets lost.
Yeah,
and shit gets lost, and then it gets found here and there.
I mean, I'm okay if they were gonna have 3 different directors, but the fact that they didn't talk to each other and they didn't know what was happening before or after what they were gonna do.
It's kind of like they just went, like they just did it as they went along, you know, like.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
But since we're talking about stories here. I mean, what's your opinion on the story? I know it's a very simple story, but what's
Yeah,
your
no,
opinion?
but I like it. I mean, it's very easy to get introduced to this, like I said, because it right off the bat you get the context of like the background. You figure out who Luke is as a character. He's a simple farm boy, but he wants to be a pilot, right? He wants to join the war. You find out who Leia is. You find out who Han Solo is. He's like this. You get to learn about all the characters, which is something I really like. It doesn't take that long to like explain who they are and the
Ball
characteristics
rolling.
they have. Yeah, it gets the ball rolling, and it's not like the prequels where it's like exposition, 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 cool lightsaber fight scene, exposition, 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 whatever. In this one, it's like exposition in the beginning, and then let's go from here, exposition in the middle a little bit, and then let's keep on going. Let's keep this ball rolling. And
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Like it's a simple story, but it gets the job done. It makes you like all the characters. Um, especially
Yeah.
characters like Luke and Han Solo and Leia, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely get invested in the story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with all the things like, for example, Luke not knowing the real story about his father,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously now everyone knows about Darth Vader and everything. It's but back then, no one knew, obviously, about the story, which we see like Luke's uncle telling him that uh he was a Jedi, but then he like, or no, what was it? He was a great pilot or something, but
Yeah. And then
uh
Obi-Wan tells him also that
yeah,
the best
Obi-Wan
the
is
best
the one.
starfighter in the galaxy.
Yeah, and he
He was
fought,
he was
like they were friends.
yeah, they were friends. He was my best friend, whatever. Um, but it's all a lie, and it's pretty interesting to see how the mentor would lie to his student and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was like mid burp. I'm sorry. It's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but I mean, even then, you know, in this movie, we don't know that Darth Vader is Luke's
Yeah,
father,
no,
but still, you see, like,
you kind of
Darth
see.
Vader only has what, like 5 minutes of screen time, or
Yeah,
like
he
maybe a
has
little more.
he has very little screen time.
But with those, just that screen time, he's so menacing. And
In the beginning,
Darth
he's just like
Vader,
he's just mowing down fools.
yeah,
He has a force hold on a dude, which we haven't even talked about the force at
yeah.
all.
I mean, the Force definitely. Every kid at least once was
Yeah, every
trying
kid
to
was like,
hold something with the Force, or like try to pull something towards him.
yeah. Wait, check this
And
out. Check this 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 out.
I mean, it definitely worked for me one time for sure. I had the Force.
Mhm. I made my dad leave. I shouldn't
was
say
not
that.
expecting
I
that.
shouldn't say that. He watches these videos sometimes.
Yeah.
Love you, Dad. Yeah, the force. Yeah, the force is cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, obviously, like I said, that every kid has
The
wanted at some point.
the ships in this are also really cool. You got the X-wings, the TIE fighters, the
The
Millennium
Imperial,
Falcon.
yeah, the Imperial massive ships, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah, big triangle.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, like we mentioned it before, but I remember Corridor did a video like scaling what like
Oh, the
the
ships.
ships of Star Wars would look like compared to like what we have here,
Mhm.
and they're massive. Obviously,
Yeah.
I can't compare it with words, but the Death Star, I mean, it's obviously not
Yeah,
as big as the moon, but it is definitely huge.
I forgot about the Death Star, which is crazy for me to forget because it's such an important part to Star Wars. Literally present in like what, like 5 movies? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's there for a long time. We see it
Mhm.
obviously in A New Hope. We see it again in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
We see it.
we see Star Killer Base in
Yeah, and we see
A
like
New
the
Hope.
beginning of the Death Star in the prequels too.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, and also Rogue One we see.
yeah, it's such a big thing, and it's. I mean, what do you think about the Death Star? What's your opinion on it?
It's cool. It's cool. Um, it's crazy that that's just a circle.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
it could destroy a planet.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool, but I feel like well now I'm picky because it's like like it's been it's been years since that movie came out, so it's like I feel like the design could have been cooler, but obviously back then a giant planet shaped
Yeah,
thing that just destroys other planets, like that's badass.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely terrifying because I mean, I know like Obi-Wan talked about it that when Alderaan was destroyed,
Yeah,
which was Princess Leia's planet, he heard the screams of millions of people. And at the time in the Star Wars story, obviously that had never happened,
yeah,
which
yeah. He says that, yeah, that really cool line,
I
which
mean, I can't quote it right now.
it's like whatever. I don't care. There's
Yeah,
been a
but
like
I mean,
decades, whatever. Just look it up. Watch the movie.
yeah, but he, like I said, he hears like millions of the people screaming with the
Yeah,
force.
and before that, he's like, "That's no moon." So that is a Death Star. Yeah.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan and Han Solo are probably my favorite characters in this.
yeah. I mean, I
Not just
feel
in this,
like
in like the whole Star Wars canon. I feel like those are my two favorite characters. And
yeah, I mean, Han Solo is just so cool as a
yeah,
person. I mean, he
well,
might be a little rude or something,
no,
but
no, I like that. I like that he's like a pussy sometimes. Like, because in this movie he's like, I'm not gonna do this shit anymore. I got paid. I'm leaving. But at the end he redeems himself. He comes in with the Millennium Falcon, or as he calls it in this movie, Falcon. He's like the Millennium
Falcon.
Falcon, and he fucking kicks ass. He kicks Darth Vader, and
Yeah,
something in Return of the Jedi is so funny when or is it Return of the Jedi when he like runs through a bunch of like stormtroopers. He's like screaming. I don't know if you remember that scene.
it's this one.
It's in this one. Oh, and it's in this one. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, where basically like at least 20 stormtroopers are chasing after him, but then I don't know why, but then he's chasing the 20 stormtroopers. It was really funny. Like he
Yeah.
scared him off.
I love Han Solo. He's so good.
Yeah, I mean it's the charm that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Luke,
when did you think that you would see a man be best friends with a giant like bear dog thing, Chewbacca?
dude, that's been a thing since the dawn of time.
I know, but the thing,
Cavemen have been hanging out with wolves and shit this whole time.
I
Probably,
mean,
I don't know.
Chewie
I'm not a
also.
paleontologist. I'm not an archaeologist.
How do you think that Han Solo can understand him?
I
They
think it's
all, I
like
mean,
I think it's like a Groot and Rocket thing. Just like after years of getting to know one another, it's like, yeah, I know. I get you. I know what you're trying to say.
yeah, yeah, I can see that.
But also, can't everybody understand them, or is it just like,
Well, not at first. I mean, for sure, I know Luke and Leia can't understand him at first,
oh yeah,
but I don't know about Obi-Wan. I don't think Obi-Wan really talked to him that
yeah, he
much.
did because in the cantina they're like talking to each other.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Eh, I mean, I guess because he's more knowledgeable, the
Yeah,
Jedi,
yeah,
Obi-Wan. I mean,
yeah,
Obi-Wan is such a cool character. I
yeah.
mean, not just Alec Guinness, but also Ewan McGregor. I think Obi-Wan honestly is probably my favorite Jedi.
Yeah, I was gonna say first. I think Obi-Wan is like number one favorite character, and then like
I don't
Han
know about
Solo
favorite
second.
character, but for sure he's my favorite Jedi.
Yeah.
Because
Well, for me, favorite, whatever,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Obi-Wan is just such a cool
Mhm.
character. I mean, his story
So
has been developed, and even now he's getting his own show this year,
yeah,
which I'm really excited to see
I'm really
Ewan
excited to
McGregor
see
again.
that one because I feel like Ewan McGregor will get to be a little bit more serious than he was because Obi-Wan was kind of a little bit goofy sometimes in the prequels. He would tell jokes.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's still funny. Like it's he's probably like my favorite thing besides the music about the prequels.
hmm
except in the first one. I don't like his haircut in the first one.
Yeah, he has a little like rat tail.
He has a rat tail and he has short hair. I don't like
which is, I guess, is a thing for all Jedi, because I remember seeing like
so stupid. I don't know why that's a thing, George Lucas. I don't know why you made them look like hillbillies.
yeah, no, it definitely doesn't go, but I'm glad that they got rid of it later.
I kind of get the inspiration now. It's like I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like samurai and like the way they do their hair.
Oh yeah, well I know that George Lucas did base off some of, I don't know if the story or something, but like of a samurai movie. I don't know the name of the movie.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's one of Akira Kurosawa's samurai movies. I'm not sure which one. I'm not too familiar with that, but I do know that there's tons of like similarities. Which I mean, this movie does feel like a cool like samurai movie. Like the Jedi feel like samurai.
Yeah, for sure. I can see the inspiration.
I always thought it was weird that, you know, for being called Jedi Knights, they don't have like any armor. They only have robes. But then I thought about like those old school samurai movies, and you know, a lot of them have like robes and cloaks too.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't think of any samurai, but Samurai Jack, the cartoon.
Yeah, Samurai Jack, he basically looks like Obi-Wan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Wow.
God,
Samurai Jack would be like the best Jedi ever.
Yeah.
You think about it, he would have killed Obi-Wan.
Probably. They would have been cool. I mean, I would love to see a Samurai Jack versus like Obi-Wan thing.
Yeah.
Someone on YouTube has to make like an animation about it. I would love to see that.
What's that channel? Death Battle? We gotta get Death Battle to do it.
Yeah, we need to tell them.
Yeah.
But now talking about Luke, I mean, some people will say that kind of Luke in this movie is a little bit annoying.
He is. He's pretty whiny at the beginning.
Yeah, the whole thing was like, but I was gonna go with my friends to go power converters.
I gotta go to Tashi Station. Wait. I'm never gonna get out of here. Yeah, but no, I think it adds to his character a little bit, because by the end of it,
he's a kid.
Yeah, he's a kid. He wants to fly into space. He wants to die in a blaze of glory with all his friends for some reason. But and at the end, he becomes a hero. He gets kissed by the girl, which is if you've seen the rest of them, the rest of these movies, you know it's a little weird.
It is very weird, and it's kind of weird that it's kind of funny that they just like didn't really address it. They were just like, let's just not talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's just forget that happened.
Yeah, let's all forget that happened.
I guess because George Lucas did, like, he had the whole like story plan, but not that specifically.
Yeah, like it was. I guess it wasn't like too thought out, I guess.
Yeah, no, I guess not at that time.
I mean, I don't like Luke that much at the beginning of the movie, but at the end, I'm like, cool, Luke, you're awesome.
I mean, then, he kind of like redeems himself.
And then in the rest of the movies, he's like a badass. So
yeah, of course. After when Empire Strikes Back, which is honestly one of my favorite movies of all time. But we'll talk about that one later. And then also Return of the Jedi, and like even Force Awakens and Last Jedi, we still see like he becomes like one of the most powerful Jedis.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see that from someone that knew nothing about the Jedi.
Yeah.
And he learned everything at an older age, because obviously we know like in the prequels, kids are they learn about the ways of the Jedi at a very young age, and Luke learned about it in like his 20s maybe.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see like that change, like his story develop.
Yeah, he got held back a couple grades, but he still managed to graduate.
Yeah, you see,
top of his class.
It just goes to show that Luke is the example to follow.
Yeah.
And I mean, we haven't talked about the droids, C-3PO and R2.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah, I mean, C-3PO could be a little annoying, but
yeah, he's like,
but
I'm a nerd, whatever. Like, shut up, dude. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
whatever. No,
C-3PO,
he's cool.
C-3PO and R2 are the only characters that appear in all the movies.
All the movies, which I don't know. I don't like that they show up in the prequels. I think it's kind of dumb that they're like, or I think it's kind of dumb that they're connected to Anakin, and then conveniently they show up with Luke.
Yeah.
I guess it's like fate. Or
Well, I
whatever.
mean,
Stupid as Jedi nonsense.
that's George Lucas is doing,
Yeah.
because he wanted to connect them.
I had this really cool C3PO action figure when I was younger. It was like, I don't know if you remember those figures, the ones that had like the big ass feet and the big ass hands. I don't know if you
I don't
remember
remember.
those. Crap, I forgot the name, but I had a C3PO one, and that was so weird. Like I only had like 3 Star Wars toys, and one of them was C3PO with big ass feet. And
Yeah, I mean, toys. I mean, for the Star Wars toys are always going to be iconic, even though if they're funny looking. But yeah, they're always going to be iconic. I mean, it was the whole thing. It started with you kind of can say that the Star Wars story kind of started with the droids, because the whole thing with Leia putting in the message for Obi-Wan and R2, and then they're being transported, and then Luke finds him and everything. It all kind of starts with them.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. And then also the whole thing with Obi-Wan saying that, these are the droids you're looking for.
Oh yeah, iconic line right there.
Yeah. So many iconic lines in this movie. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to look for the toy, but I can't find it.
C3PO big hands.
I looked up C3PO big feet toy. I'm really smart actually, because if I would have looked up just C3PO big feet, I probably would have gotten something like
I'm
way
really
worse.
smart actually.
I was smart that 1 second. Now I just lost all my brain cells again.
I mean, we do share one brain cell.
Yeah, and it has been a long day.
No, I mean, this. What else can we say about Star Wars?
My tooth hurt. What the?
I mean, we pretty much talked about the whole story.
You know what's messed up? George Lucas was like, "There's no underwear in space." Carrie Fisher.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
it's kind of fucked up.
I mean, it's so funny. Not funny like in the sense that I think it's funny that
couldn't wear underwear.
I think it's funny that he was like, yeah, there's no underwear in space, and then like Mark Hamill got to wear underwear, Han Solo got to wear underwear, whatever.
Yeah, no, it was obviously it's not funny that she had to go through that, but it's funny that she made fun of it and made fun of George Lucas.
Carrie Fisher was so cool, man.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher. I mean, like we said before, rest in peace. But she was such a great person, and she'll always be remembered for the great things that she did, and how funny she was, how charismatic. And that's the thing about this trio of Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford. They're such a awesome like group of people, so different and but still like how their story developed. Obviously with Leia and Han Solo, the love story, and then this random kid, which is he wants to be included, but he turns out to be the biggest badass in Star Wars. This movie is such a phenomenon, like we mentioned before. But I'll always love these movies, and I'll always enjoy watching them.
I'll always love some of them.
Well, I'm talking about this. As in like,
yeah, for sure.
As this in one, like the originals.
This one sometimes I always just call like Star Wars, just because I'm like.
I mean, that is how it was named first. That's how it came out.
To me, this movie is Star Wars, just because like it started everything. And I when I think of Star Wars, I get those very specific vibes, and I always think of this movie. And
and I mean, for like the prequels and the sequels, they're always going to compare them to the originals because of how great they were.
And even though I like I said, this is like my second favorite. Empire is probably my favorite. I don't know why. This is probably the one that I rewatched the most in terms of like all
Because it's
like
just a fun story, a fun
yeah,
thing that you can really watch. It's really rewatchable, honestly.
I think it's just cool.
I mean, for people that are barely getting into it, I mean, they
Mhm.
might have a harder time because it's like all so old and like, I'm not
Yeah.
used to this, you know. But obviously, for us that were big, I mean, not as big Star Wars fans now, but I mean, we were big Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
This will always be enjoyable to us.
Hopefully, rewatching all these movies makes us fall in love with Star Wars again, or
Yeah,
hopefully, it doesn't make us hate or like hate Star Wars, because that would suck. I would hate if this big old like series that we're doing on Star Wars would make it just hate like everything.
yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want to say I hate Star Wars ever,
Mm-mm.
but I mean, for sure, Star Wars will like A New Hope. It will always be in my top movies of all time. I don't know how many movies, but it will definitely always be in my favorite movies of all time. And but yeah, I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
But I mean, final verdict, what's your rating for this movie?
Like an 8 or 9, I think.
8 is reasonable. I can see that. Yeah. I Even though I will agree. I think an 8 uh is fair. I think an 8 fits it well. And
Mhm.
even though it's an 8, it doesn't matter. It will still be
Yeah.
forever in my top movies of all time.
Yeah. I think if anybody ever wants to get into Star Wars, for sure, watch at least this one, give it a try. Um,
Yeah.
and if you're not down for that old stuff, I would say maybe watch episode 7 or watch The Mandalorian if you really want to get into Star Wars.
Yeah. Then you can see how
You can
cool
you can see
Star
some
Wars
of the
can be.
yeah, you can see some of the other stuff and some of the newer stuff, especially.
I mean, honestly, at this point, it really doesn't matter in what order you watch it because you can
Mhm.
still enjoy it. And I mean, like we mentioned before, for other movies that are not Star Wars, if you love these movies, if you enjoy it, good for you. I mean, let yourself enjoy whatever
Yeah,
you want.
I mean, I said it earlier. Don't spread hate. Like just have a discussion why you don't like a movie as opposed to why you do like a movie. Don't just
Yeah,
be
don't
like,
just say hey, it's bad.
yeah, don't just say, hey, it's bad. I know we say that with Eternals a lot, but it's just a joke. It's just a joke, guys.
Yeah.
Even in the Eternals video, I was like, if you like Eternals, good job. I didn't like it. But don't be like you like Eternals, you're an idiot. Or if you like the prequels, you're an idiot. Just talk about it. I don't like
Nah,
the
but if you do
prequels.
like Eternals, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Or am I? I'm not. I
We're
don't
not.
know. I mean, you guys watch Eternals and you make your own verdict.
Why are we talking about Eternals? This is about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like we
mean,
mentioned Eternals way too much in this.
I mean, I feel like even in not Star Wars, there's always going to be things to that reference Star Wars, like
Oh yeah,
in everything.
like the title crawl in Eternals,
Yeah, pretty
referencing
much.
the title crawl in Star Wars.
Even like Tom Holland Spider-Man, he flat out mentions A New Hope and he
Oh
mentions
yeah,
Empire Strikes Back.
he's like, you seen that old movie?
Yeah.
And then and then he trips Ant-Man, like
And then we see like he has like the Lego Palpatine and like was like the Death Star and everything.
yeah.
You know, they're nerds just like us.
Yeah. That's I don't know. You said it a little harsh. You're like they're nerds.
I don't mean to sound harsh. Nerds are more
Yeah,
accepted now.
yeah, nerds are cool now. I think that's it for this episode. I got nothing more to say.
Yeah, I mean, A New Hope,
I
like we said, will always be remembered for one of the new things that it brought into the world, and
mhm.
it'll always be appreciated because without this movie, we wouldn't have all the Star Wars that we have now.
Yeah, or any video games
Yeah, anything.
like Lego Star Wars,
Yeah,
the complete saga on on Nintendo DS. But yeah, no, what JP said was perfect. Yeah, Star Wars is cool. Um, we owe a lot of things to Star Wars, not just like the rest of the Star Wars movie, but a lot of like references to it, like in other stuff like TV shows, cartoons, whatever,
Yeah. I mean, it's just so popular, and
Mhm.
I get it. It will never be forgotten. Star Wars, for sure. I will be surprised when people don't mention Star Wars.
Yeah.
But anyways,
At,
I
at
think
the
that's
at
pretty
the
much
at
the
the
end of
at
the
the
episode.
rate Disney's going, we're probably never gonna forget Star
Yeah,
Wars.
probably not.
There's gonna be like a new show every 5 years, probably.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you never know. Maybe in like
An
another 20 years
Anakin
they'll
TV
reboot the
show.
whole thing.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah. Before we go, for sure, I really want to go. I mean, even though Disney is controversial with the whole Star Wars thing, I really want to go to the Star Wars park. Like
Oh yeah, I
for
want to
sure.
go
At some
too.
point, I haven't gotten, but for at some point, I will go
Yeah,
for sure, and I
I
will
want.
have the time of my life.
I want to get a little droid. I want to get a lightsaber.
Yeah,
I want to eat some space food, some weird space food.
I mean, Disney for sure knows how to make merchandising. Like,
Dude, you know what would be a cool video? We should do a video where we fan cast a New Hope remake or something like that. We should do that.
yeah.
We should do something like that.
I mean, real quick. I mean, Sebastian Stan. There is a picture where he looks
Oh,
exactly like Luke Skywalker.
I've been saying like for a while. Well, I haven't. I guess I haven't really said it, but I'm pretty sure I told my girlfriend that I've been wanting like a. I want Sebastian Stan to play like Luke Skywalker in like a TV show in between
Yeah,
like
he
episode
should.
6 and 7.
He
I
really
think that'd be
should. I
so
mean,
good.
even in the Mandalorian,
I got
when
so
he
pissed
came out,
off with the Mandalorian. Not that the effects were bad or anything. They were like meh, but I would have
they
much
could have
rather
been better.
I much would have rather preferred like Sebastian Stan
Yeah, for sure.
playing Luke and then like spin off from there.
Yeah,
Cause like
for
cause
sure.
like
And even I mean, if they do like the season 3 and Luke comes out, they still could include
yeah.
Sebastian
It's
Stan,
because I feel
but I doubt they will.
one of the things I didn't like about season 2 of the Mandalorian was it felt it was setting up too many spin-offs. And it's like just do another one with Luke if you're already setting up so many spin-offs. And then just cast Sebastian Stan. And
Yeah,
there's another paycheck, right? I mean, there's another like money item right there.
grabbing.
Like, yeah, money grabbing
Yeah.
opportunity right there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if Disney knows how to make one thing right is merchandising, but if they want to do it perfect, they really need to do Sebastian Stan as Luke at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the end of the episode.
Did we ever
Star
introduce
Wars.
ourselves?
God damn it,
Dude, it's been a while since I know I filmed one of these like
with the Botesco brothers,
last week. Yeah, with Peter and John.
which, by the way, thank you guys
Bro.
for covering me.
Yeah, guys, please come back. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mention, but yeah, it's been a lot of things going on in my life. I'm gonna be moving out of the city soon, so I'm gonna be busy with that. But don't worry, we'll still have time to make the podcast.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely. I know. I don't want this to finish.
Me neither. It would suck to end on part 1 of a 9-part series plus spin-offs. Come on.
Yeah.
What kind of cliffhanger would that be? What if I just ended the video right now? What if I just ended the recording right now?
Oh God, no. But yeah, no. Sorry that I was on a sabbatical, but it's done for now.
Sabbatical.
Yeah. Sorry in advance if we do like delay a couple episodes.
Peter did that.
Which, by the way, sorry for this episode for being delayed.
Yeah, sorry guys. Oh, also, I gotta draw thumbnails every week whenever I do this, and my iPad, my screen protector broke, so I gotta order a new one. And without that, it takes forever for me to draw because it's glass on glass with the Apple Pencil. I'm sorry, guys. I'm picky like that.
If we want quality, so it takes time. Perfection takes time. Which, by the way, we're not perfect, but still, anyways.
I am.
I said this is the end of the episode like 3 times, but now for real, this is the end of the episode.
This is the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't say our names, did we?
No, we didn't. Again,
he's JP. I'm Sebastian. This is the end of the episode. Oh, fuck, I messed it up. The timing. This is the end of the episode.